All right, good morning, Delta. Saturday's edition, back-to-back, very beautiful musical videos intertwined with quality segmentations. And of course, we have just talked about peace. And of course, people that are educated should know the value of peace. And of course, education is one aspect of human life that cannot be underestimated. Joining me in the studio this morning is a non-governmental organization, Rural Development and Reformation Foundation, and the founder is here, Okoroleju Alero. Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
And of course, she's been supported by Ejakbovi Golo, who is a senior lecturer at the Petroleum Training Institute. Efrun, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Today, they have a campaign. Education cannot wait, and this campaign is driven by the NGO, Rural Development and Reformation Foundation, and of course they are in collaboration with Love Hands Ministry. So let's get to hear about the foundation and of course the campaign. Alero, straight to you. Rural Development and Reformation Foundation. What is the theme? What's the framework? What is the direction of your foundation?
Education cannot wait, rather, the Rural Development and Reformation Foundation is focused. Our mission is this: to ensure that each child, each individual has equal and ample opportunity to maximize its potential. And the best way to ensure that we achieve our mission is through education. Okay. Hence, we're propagating the Education Cannot Wait campaign because education is key. It is the key thing to bring people to liberation. And the Education Cannot Wait campaign is being held in collaboration with Love Hands Ministries. Now, Love Hands Ministries focuses on raising purposeful leaders. So they help people find their purpose in life. And bringing these organizations together, there's no way, we cannot do something good. We know that everyone has a role to play in developing communities, in developing people. It's easy to sit back and complain about the problems and the challenges we face in the community. But what do we do, in order to help alleviate these problems? That's why we've come up to make sure that we do this campaign. And we have Ovi, the lecturer at PTI, here to talk to people about a few roles that every individual has to play. Let's not continue with the attitude of letting these issues, be someone else's problem. If everybody takes it upon themselves to create change, to do something positive, I think we will have a better world.
All right, Ejakbovi.
Okay. Thank you very much for this platform. The thing is, education is so powerful and often so neglected. Education is the facilitation or the learning and the acquisition of knowledge, skill, and value. So the point is, if our children are in school or if they are not in school, they are still learning something. Now the danger about it is, what do they learn when they are not in school? I give you...
What do they learn when they are in school also?
Okay, yeah. What do they learn when they are in school? They have, no matter how you whitewash the curriculums, they are still safer than when they are not in school. That is the point. When they are not in school, the idle mind is the devil's workshop, for instance. That's the truth. So when they are not in school, what do they learn? I give you examples: prostitution, thuggery. So the point is, from that young age, we need to get them into school. Education gives hope of a brighter future. And we need to change the fact that we just get educated to get a job. No, education makes the difference in any profession you are in. That is the importance of getting these kids to school at this young age. And when she came to me with this, proposal and this flair, I keyed into it because I am a lecturer. I know that if I did not go to school at that young age, I will not be a senior lecturer at this age. So it's something that everybody needs to key into. My dad used to say, if you are the only rich man in your community, no, you are not rich, you are very poor. So gone are those days where I'm bothered about just my kid going to school. The problem is, when your kid goes to school and your neighbor's kid does not go to school, when they grow up, your neighbor's kids are dependent on your kids. So the fight for everybody to go to school should start from now.
All right, school is important, education is very important, and of course the foundation is very, very important. But what about the society? Is society ready to provide this foundation?
Now, the society is failing in a lot of responsibilities. In fact, as a part of this campaign, for every community we visit, we first have a town hall meeting with the parents, the teachers, and the stakeholders. We do this because we know that they play a very important role. No matter how much education a child gets in school, if they get back home and society is not educating them also positively, then we have failed in educating them. They still pick up these vices, and that's what they run with. So we tell these parents, these leaders, and the stakeholders in the community, you have to consistently help your children learn, because they are a long-term investment. If the child is educated, your community in turn is educated, and the long-term development you cannot even fathom, because it's these children that go out there, become somebody, and they bring back light to the community. So I heard a lot of parents complain in these communities we've been to about hunger. We hardly have food to eat. How can we buy books? How can we do this? And I tell them, if you don't buy books now, you spend all your money feeding. You feed these children, and by the time they are 30, they're still coming back to you for food, because they have nothing else. They've tried everything, and it's just crime that they have to focus on. But if you use that money, do the little you can to get them educated now, in the next 10, 15 years, these children will liberate you from the state you are in. So look at it beyond your present circumstances. And we know it's easy to tell people things, right? That's why, as part of the campaign, we don't just go and talk to these people. After having the town hall meetings with these parents and teachers, we are collating materials, school supplies, books, school bags, shoes, biros, everything that these children need to learn. And on a particular day when we visit the school, after talking to the children about the need to take their education very seriously, we distribute these materials to them according to their needs to ensure that we encourage them, we give them support. So we're encouraging people out there, we're calling on every stakeholder, companies, individuals, local government chairmen. This is our project, it's everybody's project, because if these communities are better, tomorrow we'll all be safer for it. We'll go to bed with our eyes closed. So we're calling on them to bring their own support. I always tell people, it's not about your money. That's why we're saying, go out there, there's a market close to you, buy books, buy school sandals in different sizes. If it's a pack or a carton of textbooks or a carton of notebooks or a pack of pens, whatever little you have to contribute, these are the things we're asking for. We're not
I was supposed to come. I was about getting there, but we'll get there. We'll talk about that. Your funding. Where do you get funds to run the project? We'll talk about that. But let me ask Ejapov this question. Nigeria has been dependent on the government over time, and of course, we also know in advanced country, government sets the agenda, the educational agenda. Government sets it, and of course, private sector takes over from there, and they drive this government agenda. Today's Nigeria educational sector, the drivers of the educational sector, do you see them as people that have vision to push the education of this country? Looking at what is happening in the confusion in the JAM sector, the confusion of qualifications, HND, BSc, and of course the problems not paying primary school teachers salary, local government not having money. All these put together, do you think it's not? Do you think it will affect this your drive? Education cannot wait campaign.
Okay, thank you very much for that fantastic. The problems are holistic. If we keep on mentioning the problems, we will not leave. So the point is, let me start from this: the leaders that are in the education sector, in quote, they were once children. So the point is, if we start to educate our children now, these children will become leaders for a better educational sector, in quote. That is where to take it from. And I, for a person, I've not lost faith in government. Government is fine; they are doing theirs. But I always try to see what I could do for myself and for my society. Government has a role to play, no doubt. I'm not excluding government from that. But when government is not playing the role as it should be, we individuals should pick up that role, because it
under what coordination? Because if you have an uncoordinated educational system, it's even going to create more problem.
Okay.
Let you take that.
Okay. Yes. Now, I like that you asked that question. I wasn't going to say this, but when we started at home, the first thing we did was to go to the highest authority, which is the Ministry of Education,
Yes.
to get them to partner on this project. I would say it because it's the truth. I faced stiff opposition there. In fact, somebody said, this is a project we should be doing as a Ministry of Education, not some individual organization doing it. And someone else said, these materials you want to give to these kids, why not bring it to us? We know how to distribute these things. But we know how it goes. When you do that, the people who should have these things, they don't get it. We passed through several miles of forest to get to some of these communities. In fact, the second week of resumption in one of the communities, the school was empty. There was no one there, no teacher, no students. I was seeking to see the headmistress. I came back after an hour after seeing the community elders, and we found a few students hanging out dressed in uniform, no books, no school bag. And I asked them why. Is this how you come? Is this how you come to school? And guess what they said? They said the teacher will not come. That's why we came here like that. We're just staying so that we can go home later. It was disheartening. But
What community is that?
Ajawini, somewhere in the Ijere community, because we are hosting our first batch of this campaign in the Ijere community. Because the king gave us audience and he supported the project.
Ijere, that should be Egypt West.
Egypt West.
Okay.
So if they saw this as a good idea and yet they refused to support it, the letter is still in their table till today. But if we had waited for them, we wouldn't have started this campaign.
So what I'm saying here, I ask the question, if everybody is pursuing education from different fronts, private school individuals are running their education, NGOs are giving support, and of course the government is doing its own, and there is no coordination, there's no synergy. Because education is supposed to be purpose-driven.
Yes.
Education is supposed to be created to move the society. It's supposed to be a vehicle. But today, you just imagine you are in a vehicle, there is no driver. The vehicle is just accelerated and it starts moving. Where's the vehicle moving to? It will definitely crash. So what we are doing is beautiful, but how do we get all the stakeholders involved so that we can have a sense of direction?
Okay. Thank you very much for that question. You see, let me use a parable. When you are about to travel and your flight is cancelled, but that meeting you need to attend is important, you find other means to get there. The government, a lot of people have rolled out recommendations. We cannot really, we as individuals cannot coordinate all that happens everywhere. But my point is, or our viewpoint is, we can do the ones we can. We're not saying we can change the education now system of Nigeria. That would be a whole lot. That is the job of the government.
That's too big for you to handle.
Honestly, to be honest.
So who handles it?
The government.
It's in need of somebody to handle. Somebody needs to put, like what you said,
Yes.
when you went to Asaba to meet the Ministry of Education, they were not cooperating with you. But somebody needs to make the situation change.
Now, I want to say this. If everybody does the little they can,
Yes.
the government will be forced to catch up. Because it will be obvious to the world that people are doing their jobs for them. And they will catch up. I'm sure some of them are listening to what we're saying now. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to do their job. We will take it upon ourselves as a responsibility to do what we can to help these people, to bring change to the community. And when they realize that something good is happening, they will catch up. So we're leaving it to I will leave it on that note.
Okay, where do you get the funding? How do you get the funding?
For now, we have, thank God for people who have like minds, individual, private companies, individuals. They've given us major support. That's why we are able to carry on with what we're doing. But there's still need to call on major stakeholders in Nigeria as a whole. There are companies who produce these materials, and they're supposed to do CSRs, right? But nobody mandates them to do anything. This is an opportunity for you to do something in your field. Give school supplies. Help these people. Everything we do is properly documented and is accounted for. That's why we're not even asking people to bring in money to us. It's not about money, it's about what you can give to these people. So go ahead, buy the supplies and contribute in your own way. It's never too little. As long as you're doing it for a good cause, it's noticed and it makes impact. It goes a long way. That's what we're saying.
All right, we've been speaking with Okoro Leju Alero, the founder of Rural Development and Reformation Foundation. And she has a campaign, Education Cannot Wait, in collaboration with Love Hands Ministry, and she's been supported here by a resource person, Jacobi Golo, who is a senior lecturer at the Petroleum Training Institute. Time is not our friend here. We would have allowed you to give us more insight into this campaign, but hopefully maybe some other opportunities you could do that. All right, what's that? Wanted to say something?
Yes.
Okay.
We have a walk that we have organized to propagate this campaign on the 1st of October in promotion of the Independence Day celebration. We are going to be hosting this walk in Warri and Sapele. The Warri walk will start by 8 a.m. and we are converging at the primary school opposite the Olus Palace. And in Sapele by 8 a.m. also at the athletic club, we will converge there. And the dress code is jean and white t-shirt. Come out en masse and let's support the idea. Education cannot wait. It is something we must do now, and we need everybody to be on board. So come out on Saturday morning and join us to propagate this
next
campaign.
Saturday morning?
Yes, on the 1st of October.
All right.
Don't take too much of your time, just about an hour.
White t-shirts and jeans, blue or black or green.
Any color.
Just jeans.
Yes.
I'd prefer green.
You can do green, it's Independence Day.
Green, white, green. That's Nigeria.
Cool.
Nigeria is our country, and of course we cannot run away from this
Of
country.
course.
And you can't call any other country your country except this great country with great people. And it takes this little contribution from the foundation to make great Nigerians. So support Education Cannot Wait campaign. Support Nigeria. We'll become the giant of Africa truly. Good morning, Delta, Saturday's edition. We take a musical break again, and something fantastic is on the line.